Good morning, students. Yesterday I told you about history. Today I will tell you the sources of history. Yes, what is sources of history? Actually, on the basis of the records of the past events, that records are known as sources of history. And the scholars who study these past using various sources are called historians. Now we will see these sources of history is divided into two groups. One is archaeological, another is literary. Today we will see archaeological sources. Now the archaeological sources includes fossil remains, artifacts, tools and implements, edicts and inscriptions, monuments, coins and so on, etc., etc. And those who learn about this past things are known as archaeologists. Now first of all we will see the fossil remains. What is fossil? Actually we know that the plants, animals or human body, when buried under the rocks, everything destroyed, but the imprints of the hard body parts such as bones and skulls leave a permanent mark on the rocks, and they are called fossils. Fossils are the main source of information for many species of plants and animals. Here you see the examples of fossil. You can see that this is a fossil of a fish. I think you can understand because here you see everything has destroyed, but the bones and the skulls has not destroyed, and by this the archaeologists can understand that this is a fossil of a fish. Now next come monuments. Yes, monuments. What is monuments? Monuments are the ancient buildings and structures such as stupas, temples, mosques, tombs, palaces and forts. They throw lights on the social, religious and cultural life of the people of the period in which they were built. Now here you can see the picture of Sanchi Stupa. Yes, it is an example of monuments, and this Sanchi Stupa is in Madhya Pradesh, and it is an important Buddhist monument, and the stupa's design and material tells us that it was originally built by bricks during Ashoka's time, because it was expanded and rebuilt with stone during the Sangha period, and inscriptions on southern gate of the stupa informs us that the gate was added by King Satakarni and Satvana dynasty. So by this we can understand that this monument was built at the time of Ashoka. Next come artifacts. What is artifacts? Artifacts were the toys, tools, implements and ornaments, pottery, etc. And by this we can understand, the archaeologists understand that what type of life the people live at that time, what occupation they had, what pottery they've used. By looking that, the archaeologists could understand. So that is called artifacts. Next come inscriptions. Inscriptions were the written records engraved on the hard surface like metal, rocks and stone. The study of inscription is also called epigraphy. The inscriptions are the most useful to know the social and economic condition of the people. Here you can see one example, the Ashoka's inscriptions and the Allahabad pillar inscription, also known as Prayag Prashastis, give us an insight on the reign of Ashoka and Samudragupta. By this it can be understand that it was built by the time of Ashoka. Next come coins. Yes, coins are pieces of metal that are used as money. They were usually issued by the ruler of the kingdom they built. The study of coins is also called numismatics. Yes, most coins are stamped with the dates and images. Therefore, they were also provide valuable personal information about the rulers and people who issued them. For example, Samudragupta's coins tells us that he was a good veena player. This way, because there is a picture of Samudragupta was engraved in that coin. So this way we can understand the archaeological sources. Next day we will tell the literary sources. Thank you.